qualifiers. And he's got the most unusual throwing action I think we've seen at this World Championship. Just look at that back leg go flying into the air, but it's worked for him so far. Put out Andy Smith, the pie man, who was a little bit out of sorts. That's joint commentators Dave Lanning and Stuart Pike.
Thanks, Dave. What a Boxing Day of action. And we have more and more entertainment for you. There he is, one of the most popular men in world darts, the 2 times world champion who truly believes he has another world title in the locker. And if John Part is on his game, you just never know. Against the man who arrives in London via Serbia, Vienna and Germany.
Yes, and John Part, as always, marched into the arena to the Star Wars familiar music, and his opponent there, Mensur Suljovic, more like Star Trek for him. This is unknown territory. He's never known an atmosphere like this. Beat Andy Smith, and in fairness to Andy, he rather threw it away. But it is the German representative who has the first touch here in this second round match, best of 7, first of 5.
So here we go. We've had some terrific action tonight, a thriller that went all the way and saw the qualifier Kirk Shepherd win. Barry Bates is through to the 3rd round, and Adrian Lewis against Vincent van der Voort. Shame there had to be a loser. They both look very, very good. Will John Part be able to prove his pedigree and book his ticket through to the last 16?
Well, pedigree is exactly the right word, Stuart. This guy has got class, and he should have too much class and experience for Suljovic. But he didn't have it all his own way against the South African Charles Losper. But with darts like this, clearly is a statement of intent that he wants to produce a much more comfortable passage here this evening against this unusually styled player from Central Europe, whose back leg shoots out like a slightly overweight ballet dancer.
If you're just joining us, the first of 4 sets at this stage of the World Championship. The back leg off the floor and it's the twirl. In a way, it's like a baseball pitcher, isn't it? The curveball from Suljovic.
Well, John Part, with all his years of experience and campaigning, will quite literally want to get him on the back foot right from the start. Part on 95, his rival on 48, so not having things his own way in this opening leg. 79 going. Now double 5 for the first leg.
85. Mensur, you require 48.
Well, it would be an interesting start if Suljovic could take this first leg. Double top, has a good look at it, has a blow, has a think. And John Part back of stage there, looking, well, pensive. And that's why this guy is unconventional, but he's effective.
Yeah, well done, Mensur Suljovic, who came through a final set decider against the pie man Andy Smith. As you mentioned, David, John Part was given a thorough test by Charles Losper, the South African. 3-1 it is to Part in the last round, but he had to really dig deep to win that one. And the signs are here that he's going to have to find his A game.
Isn't it a wonderful thought that we've got a Serbian player playing on a big stage here at Alexandra Palace. When we first started doing darts at Alexandra Palace, we wouldn't have thought of looking to star like that, and the thought of a Serbian on stage they'd have said we've been on the magic mushrooms.
100.
Just watch him again. You see that back leg? Whoa, it's the most unconventional style, but it's worked for him. Here he is in the second round of the World Championship finals.
100.
Well, it's unique, that's for sure. Each to his own, and it's effective as well.
59. John, you require 124.
Well, John Park comfortable, you would think, in this leg. He'll stay down there just to tidy it up.
92.
Yes, and that's what John Park has got to do this evening against this unconventional opponent. He's just got to do a tidy job. But this guy is no mug.
Great start from Suljovic, and some pressure here on the Canadian.
Yes.
And he can handle it. Can't he just, Dave? He can handle stuff like that.
Yeah, he had to jump on these Sunday punches. He had to ride the punches. Suljovic, we saw the hit of 180 to put the pressure on. 3 times he's won the World Soft Tip Darts Championship with darts like that.
Well, back-to-back 180s at the end of the last leg and the start of this one.
And if John Lowe, rather John Park, had any thought that it was going to be an easy passage, he knows now he's got to produce more throws like that.
Great stuff from both players, and the 2 times world champion has been sent down a little warning here, a little message from Mr. Suljovic.
100.
We've still got one more match tonight featuring James Wade.
60.
Should be something. Now here we go. For me, it's the baseball curve throw. It really is. He swings the ball round. He swings the dart round, the right hand coming in front of his face with the release.
100.
It's his balance that will have the purest scratching their head. When you think of the great players in the past who anchored themselves solidly, the back foot never left the ground. But now, John Park, much more technically correct in his release. But, you know, Suljovic could still this leg. 107 the shot. John Park is on a double, but there's possibilities here. Can't go out now.
So, for a break of throw for the 2 times world champion, his favourite, double 18. It's a long way off.
That wasn't. That's the sign of a class player. When the first start is off target, the second one like that is smack on.
Yeah, it's a lovely angle, that, because it showed that he had to aim at the low half of the bed. The flight of that first dart, however high it was blocking the bed, but lovely adjustment from John Park.
That's right. Super camera work too. You've got the best seat in the house, believe me.
100.
We've got a packed house here, but quite frankly, right at the back, it's like looking at Sabutio, but they're happy. They're having a Beano.
59.
Well, that's the guys and dolls at the back of, and it's a long way away when you get a view of it. That's the people back in the bleachers, and you can see just how far back. We're going to need opera glasses before long, Stuart.
Of course, the two huge big screens up either side of the board. And still very much part of it, and the atmosphere and the whole sense of occasion here. The first World Championship at the Alexandra Palace.
And this is a suitable venue. This is the Royal Command performance of darts.
I think you're absolutely right, Dave.
61.
Fair to say that we're going to be here for a while each December. Now you talked about the total contrast in styles.
Cancel my taxi home, I'm staying here. You might have to. Tickets are getting very scarce.
Well, I was going to say, I hope he's got a ticket for tomorrow. It's sold out. Yeah, the Suljovic sling, and the classical John Part. He's a lovely player to watch. He really is.
That's quite right. Very good explanation. He's a slinger. Part is technically a propeller.
Chasing perfection, John Part, and at the moment Suljovic is simply chasing John Part, because the Canadian
120
will surely wrap up the set here. Tops it is.
Right, there's pressure on him with that throw from Suljovic. Double top. Again, Part must infinitesimally now readjust. Moves across, has a good look at it. Can only go to the left of the bed. Did so, but overcooked the dart.
Well, you couldn't really have got any closer. Not close enough, and an unexpected chance here for Mensur Suljovic. I think we'll christen him that, Dave. Suljovic, the slinger.
Well, he deliberately left this double, and well, he takes his time, doesn't he, after that last match? He'd have thrown about 8 darts, 9 darts. Well, they go home like that. Who can seriously question his technique? He won that one against the throw, and you know he just might steal this first set from John Part.
Yep, John Part missing 3 clean darts at tops to wrap up the first set. It was Part-like, you have to say.
44.
After the first leg, he really did dominate that first set, and here he is up against it, but only 44 from Suljovic, so Part here with a good chance.
99.
John Part averaging just a smidgen below 98, but he still has a job to do in this first set against this lively, if deliberate, gentleman of Vienna.
Yeah, a bit of pressure here on John Part.
54.
Nothing much in it. And Suljovic looking around for open targets
96.
and finding them.
He has a real opportunity here to take the first set off the 2 times world champion. Part missing 3 darts in the last leg to take the set.
Again, it's putting pressure on here. He's left to finish. John Part in very real danger of losing this first set.
Unlucky, wrong bed for the Canadian.
135.
Well,
Makes you require 130.
take your choice, Dave.
Interesting. Well, no, he's having a good think, but he must have known what the next dart was going to be once he'd gone for the ball.
It looks like he may have actually blocked the ball with the flight from that dart.
Well, that's always a danger when if you aim for a double-double ball.
Should have gone for the treble 14, I think, Dave. Had to come across the board. Still a good recovery.
John, you require 100.
And he can readjust beautifully, you know, this man, and Park's in trouble here. 15 for tops.
This would be a huge dart for John Part. What a way to win the set. Absolutely brilliant. That's why he's won the world title twice, and if it hadn't have been for a certain Mr. Taylor, he may have won it many more times. John Part strikes first against Mensur Suljovic.
And John Part here, the ex-world champion, having to think quite seriously about his unfancied rival in that first set, but still to come. The young man who many believe is the pretender to the throne this year, James Wade, in action against former world champion Steve Bean. Still to come here on this Boxing Night bonanza. And Part here against the little-known but surprisingly effective Viennese representative, Mensur Suljovic, who is unconventional, takes his time, seems to be totally off balance, but he made John Part go the distance, and Part had to produce a very tidy finish, 115 to check out there, Stuart. He knows he's in a battle.
Yeah, and pretty useful numbers as well, stacking up with the averages. This is one of the more bizarre darting actions.
59.
Let's have a look.
Well,
He's nearly kicking John Part over.
It's a donkey kick. Remember that goalkeeper at Wembley that did the donkey kick and brought the house down? This guy's doing it in darts. Yes, it is a very special darts day here. And we've got some very special days unfolding before the final on New Year's Day. Who will be there? Might be John Part, might be James Wade. Who knows? Might be Mensur Suljovic. That really would be quite sensational.
Well, the winner of this will play either
105.
Andy Hamilton or Alex Roy in the third round, so no easy passage, that's for sure.
No, Hamilton is a dark horse. Nobody's mentioned him very much, but he's been a finalist in major events this year.
85.
Technically, again, very capable player.
96.
Mustn't forget Andy Hamilton.
Still a chance. 8-8 for the Canadian.
Game shot.
Yeah, 115 to win the first set, 96 to win the first leg of the second.
Game on.
He makes it when he's on form, when he's on fire, when he really is throwing well. He makes it look so easy, John Part.
60.
He throws darts the way Sinatra used to sing a ballad. Sweet music.
$140.
He's still managing to find those trebles, isn't he?
99.
Grimace appearing on the face of the Canadian. I'm glad you said that, not me.
Well, of course, John Part, apart from his rivalry with Phil Taylor, has played all the top players of the contemporary generation. It has to be said, he's been many times a gallant runner-up. And he talked earlier in the week about the passion of playing in these events, but also the pain. And we tend to overlook, we have great memories of so many of these events, Stuart. The players too have great memories, but a guy like John Park has been beaten in so many finals, also has a few miserable memories, and he's determined to make them better ones. Treble 17 for the bull, a real old crowd pleaser.
Well, we touched on it before, that but for the Taylor era, he'd have won many more world titles, but we could say that of virtually every player of this modern era of darts. But John Part, 2 world titles. His only other big major success was the Las Vegas Desert Classic last year.
Game shot the second leg.
He's pretty mean with his finishing at the moment.
Third leg is John to throw first.
3 consecutive legs, 100 average, 50% checkout success rate. Looks pretty good to me.
Yes, he's accelerating.
140.
Well, this World Championship going live all over the world, but I know that in Switzerland, in Germany and in Austria, they will be glued to their TV sets. Suljovic's wife Anissa and son Tarek watching live in Vienna. There they are, the Austrian fans supporting Mensur Suljovic.
45.
He seeming to be having a time in the spirit of the occasion.
90.
Well, that's useful shooting from Part.
Yeah, but he was very impressive in beating Andy Smith and held his nerve in a tight pressure cooker situation. And the same can be said as well for the other German qualifier, Michael Rosenar, who came very, very close to beating Mervyn King, lost in a tiebreak. These new dart stars springing up all over Europe and you know, worldwide as well.
Yes, we had a German last year, Thomas Saylor, I remember. He was pretty good, apart from his finishing.
John, you require 108.
For the set.
Treble 19 would have left double 16, but he's going to get another shot at it.
87.
Great stuff from Part, this really is. Yeah. Maintain that 100 average, and he looks really good.
Yes, it's polished performance now from Part.
140. Check the last score was 92. John, you require 16.
Well, no doubt about this. Double 8. And now double 4. Hasn't been missing much recently.
Eight score. Mensur, you require 95.
Curse of the commentator,
Absolutely. I'm just thinking to say, the minute we say he's not missing much, he promptly hits a bunker.
Single 5. He needed 1 treble, and John Part will get another chance to wrap up this second set.
John, you require 8.
For the second set. That's the target. That's the dart. That's the set. 2-0 to John Part, and he's looking well set, but we've seen in the past things don't work out according to plan. Will it this time? Join us and see after the break. Flash beginning to tell here in this match between John Part, former champion, and the outsider, little-known Mensur Suljovic from Vienna. And Part there producing a 3-zip victory in the second set. He's 2 up, and still to come tonight, very tasty prospects. James Wade versus Steve Beaton. But right now, it's the German qualifier on the mark. He's quirky, he's unconventional, but he's dangerous.
John Part has won the last 4 legs. Appears to be taking that firm grip on this second round match. Part spending Christmas, of course, in London, enjoying himself, playing a bit of poker, bit of Christmas dinner, bit of practice as well, as we see a third maximum for Suljovic. And the leg really has to win. Throwing first at the start of this third set.
84.
Suljovic has graduated through the world soft tip game, which is played in like an amusement arcade for anybody who doesn't understand the game. And what's this? That takes him down to 71. And soft tip or hard tip. He's a hot tip to win this leg.
Hot tungsten from Suljovic, and there's the second one for John Part, and we've had 3 180s in this leg. He'll be back, that's for sure. Great entertainment, though.
That's a cracking leg. 2 successive 180s.
59.
So tops to stop the rot after 4 successive legs for the Canadian.
Once again, Strictly come dancing on the hockey. And that's a third terrific dart. That really was sharpshooting.
That was Strictly come darting. What he had to win, and he did.
Yes, we were talking about the soft tip game shortly before the climax of that last leg. And it should be explained that it's played on like a pinball machine with a dartboard, but the board is different. It's smaller, the doubles are bigger, and it's got a much bigger ball without a 25 ring. Now, that means that the players who are experts at the soft tip game tend to wish to use the ball and tend to want to finish on the ball.
140.
But equally, because the score is automatic, Stuart, the players of the soft tip discipline tend not to be such good counters. But we don't have to count them.
Well, 5 now for Suljovic and 3 in the last 2 legs. It's been a great effort, and this could be a great reply.
180.
And we're going slightly stratospheric here.
Maximum madness at the Ali Pali. 5 in the last 2 legs.
60.
8 in the match. John Part averaging nearly 100 and looking to level up this third set.
Now 20 would leave the ball. The ball was going to go for it. His opponent's on a finish.
62. Mensur, you require
Now then, 121 for Suljovic.
Yes, he's disappointed, quite rightly so. He knows he can't finish now.
43. John, you require 25.
3 now. Double 4. He's wasted a dart in this combination.
17.
It could be. A costly mistake from John Park. His first real mistake with the throw. Double 12 for the break. For Suljovic to punish John Part. Punish him, he does. And some renewed vigour for Mensur Suljovic. Part's only got himself to blame. Should have had at least, well, he should have had 2 darts and a double.
He knows he's in a match, exactly as he did in his first round match against the gallant South African Charles Losper. And John Parks is beginning to realise, if he didn't already, that internationally darts is a growing phenomenon.
Switching to the 19s successfully again. Well, that was his magic year, 2003, when he beat Phil Taylor in that wonderful final at the Circus Tavern.
130.
Yes, that was a great final. There have been, well, most of the finals have had some magic about them, but there have been 3 great ones. That one with John Park, Kevin Painter
140.
in 2004, and of course last year's with Barneveld. Those were the 3, the hat-trick of heroics. And there's room for a third.
140. Mensur require 136.
So for his first set, and a deserved set it would be as well.
And she's parred in the maximum shots.
96.
And John Park knows
require 85.
he really needs to hit this 85 to save the set. Double top now for a leg. Oh, that was a long way away.
65.
Well, he has had his chances,
Mensur require
must be said, in this set. Suljovic here to make it 2-1 and to give himself a glimmer against the 2 times world champion.
That's the target. That's the dart. 2-1 the score. And Park knows he's got a problem on his hands.
Home set. First leg. Rich Jones to throw first. Game on.
There we go. Well, that set was with the Suljovic throw. So that's what John Part will be telling himself. If every leg had gone with throw, then Suljovic would have won it anyway. But he won it convincingly. 3-0, hitting 3 maximums and some classy finishing as well, you've got to say. Suljovic, 5 out of 9, 56% check-out success rate.
Yes, it's way above John Parks, who has been a bit careless with his finishing. Still should have the class
100.
to win this match, but certainly can't afford any complacency.
Yeah, part 1, success in every 3 attempts, 6 out of 18. Is this going to be another one?
180.
Well, the Austrian fans on their feet. That's his 6th.
It's quite remarkable because while he's throwing, he seems to be overbalancing and over-pitching, unlike John Park, who's solidly anchored and releases the dart much more conventionally. But this guy, well, the purists will be literally tearing their hair out because he does seem to do it all wrong, but he still seems to get the darts exactly where he wants them. Quite remarkable. Watch again. Watch the back leg.
98.
Well, it works for him, doesn't it?
And out. 11. Double 14 now. That's the treble. Oh, terrific.
That's quite brilliant from John Park. We've seen a 115, we've seen a 96, but cool as you like, 121. And talk about the beautiful game. They were beautiful darts, they really were.
Yes, and yet he had 4 darts at doubles in the third set, but look at this.
140.
This guy certainly knows where treble 20 resides.
Yeah, Part averaging over 100. Suljovic 95.
100.
There we go, and that is really, really impressive from both players.
And Suljovic checking out at 56% success rate too. So he's turning in a top draw performance.
100.
The sling becomes more pronounced with the last dart, doesn't it? He looks like he's hurling himself at the board.
Well, it's been said before, he's slinging arrows of outrageous proportions. Credit Sid Waddell for that one. And we'll be back in action tomorrow.
43.
There are those percentages. As you can see, he's comprehensively out finishing John Park when he gets the chance.
There's going to be another. Well, 4 for Part, 10 in the match, and we're only in the 4th set. Prolific, both of them.
140.
He's down in a finish. This is a big finish. He needs to go all over the board for this one. 60, 57, double 18.
Well, treble 19 would leave double 8.
99.
Still, it's put a bit of pressure on Suljovic here to hold on to his throw. But the way he's finished, you would expect him to do so. Tops it is again.
Needs to hit the single first. And taking his time again. Just wonder if that would be just because John Park's far too experienced to let this interrupt his game. Double top.
38.
A rare miss and a chance here for Part against the throw.
He went this way deliberately, double 18, that's why he loves it on double 18, 54, could have gone 14, but went that route, hit the double, saw it again, and John Park getting back in control of this match. 2 up with the darts here for 3-1.
The best average at the moment,
140.
arguably the best performance of the tournament so far. This is great stuff from John Park, but he's been forced to up his game by the performance of Suljovic.
He's had an easy passage, and I can imagine when the draw was done, John Park looked at it and thought, got a South African in the first round and a German qualifier in the second. It's my year. The draw has been very, very fortuitous towards me, but it hasn't been that way. And this match is by no means over yet. We've seen this guy can play quite beautiful darts. He might be unconventional, but he has the power to worry even the greats like Part.
Here we go again.
145.
Thinking ahead. Thinking man's dart star John Park.
Yes, he is a brilliant counter.
23.
157. This would be quite a finish. It would certainly raise the roof here. And Alexander Ballas needs the treble 21st darts. Has it? Treble 19. Treble 18 would leave double. He likes it over here as a rule. He went for the bull. A little bit of time to pick and choose. 286, Suljovic.
John requires 64.
4 the set and 3-1, 25 tops. That's the first part. And then double 10.
45.
There's 101 average still, John Park, but he's had 22 attempts at a double. Suljovic has only had 10. But he may put some pressure on here.
74.
Brilliant. The switch to treble 18. Now that is pressure.
That's positive finishing again from John Part, and Part strides off feeling he's done a good job there. He's just one set away from victory, but it still hasn't been that easy. Will it continue in that vein? A couple of minutes will tell.
Well, will it be party time on Boxing Day at the Alexandra Palace? John Part needing one more set for a place in the last 16. And the world number 3, James Wade, up against the former world champion Steve Beaton to round off Boxing Day at the Ali Pali. John Part averaging 101. He's been pushed all the way by Mensur Suljovic.
Yes, who's put together some pretty powerful scoring in patches. 6 180s, he has 11 this week. He certainly knows where the treble ring is situated.
100.
John Park, I'm sure, will be anxious to get this match done and dusted. I want to do it here. I want to carry on until another set.
121.
He'll meet the winner of Alex Roy or Andy Hamilton should he prevail here this evening. Whatever the result here, this guy has made an impact on this championship, as indeed have many of our
60.
overseas guests that have come in for the first time. New nations, new cultures, new concepts. Exciting times for big-time darts.
I think it's fair to say it is the dawn of a new era, Dave, all around the world. But for me, John Part has looked a class above tonight.
Shown his professionalism, missed a few doubles, but is not allowed to be shaken out of his stride.
68.
Well, despite the fact he's averaging 101, the statistic really which shows his dominance is 23 attempts at a double to just 10 from Suljovic. Yes, the Austrian has hit them, but John Part has had the chances, made the opportunities.
Got there quicker.
57.
Park takes the lead here against the throw. If he wins this leg, he will be well set for the fifth set and a 4-1 victory. But this guy, we have seen, has certainly got something back of his belt. He's a gutsy player.
85. John, you require 125.
125. Will he go the bull route? I think that's possibly the first time in this match that he's missed with a shot at the 25 when he's been trying to set up a finish.
Gets a 60. Keep your eye on 13s now. Treble 13 should be the dart. Well, he knows it might be a lost cause.
109.
And this is for a break of throw at the start of this set as well. It's a good marker for the Canadian, surely.
Game shot.
Yes.
First leg. Jump out.
And now, as we watch that winner go home again, Part going for the jugular.
180.
And this really has been a great performance from John Part, and even the Suljovic supporters acknowledging that. Eric Bristow, who's spotting for us tonight, just said that the Canadian is playing like a world champion, and you wouldn't get too many disagreeing with that.
100.
Now, John Part has always believed he has the game to take on anybody in the world. And when he has a night like this, still averaging over 100, and we're now into the 5th set. There are those averages. The Austrian, by no means a poor average. Part powering forward.
Well, methinks this could be the last set of this match. 11 darter here, possibly, for an 11 darter. Settle for 12 on double 12, and there it is. That's 5 consecutive legs now for John Part. One away from the last 16 of the World Championship.
$134.
I'll give credit to Suljovic. He refuses to wave the white flag, although he's really on the ropes and his bones are rattling.
But he has the incentive, doesn't he? He's going to play a few more events on the PDC Pro Tour during 2008. Mensur Suljovic, and still the German #1. They will get their 2 places at the World Championship again next year, so you would think that we'd see
100.
either Suljovic or Michael Rosenar, or maybe both, back here again in 12 months' time.
100.
Well, as you were saying, with coverage going deep into Europe, I just wonder if it might inspire a whole new generation to come forward.
95.
It would be fitting somehow if the nation that gave us William Tell should find another Arrow man of note.
$32.
There's a useful darts again from Part. Lovely throw, maintaining that 100 plus average, and that's put him right in pole position here to take the leg and the match, and it would be impressive. And whether you're a Taylor or a Barnabell or a James Wade, you'll be watching John Part and saying he is going to be a contender for this crown.
For the match, it's 2 18s.
30.
Well, chalk it down, one chance has gone.
Well, again, Suljovic breathes anew. 20 for tops. Could save the day, double top.
38. John, you require 36.
To round off one of the best performances of the World Championship so far. Come low on the bed. There it is. A class act is John Part. A classy performance. An average of over 100. And the 2 times former world champ breezes through to the last